Yeah. Good morning all. Online students, is my voice is loud and clear? Guys, could you please confirm? Okay, guys. So in today's class, we are going to discuss the next one within the Power BI. This is the part of the Power BI class, and some of the 1030 batch students are sitting in this class. So in the today's class, we are discussing about the Power BI within the Power BI. So this class, whatever we are going to discuss, this special class, in this class, we are going to see the Power Query, the concept called as Power Query. What is this concept of Power Query? And basically, as when I'm discussing with you, when you are working as a data analyst or a data scientist, the first we are going to have. So generally, if they ask you what exactly a data analyst will do, or what exactly a data scientist will do, miss, what exactly a data analyst will do, miss, in terms of what is a job role, or what exactly a data analyst will do, miss, analyzing the given data. What are the data was given to us, analyzing and making some inferences from the data, means what are the observations you have made. This is the work. For this work, any person, first step they have to do is extract. So they are going to extract the data from data source. That data source can be anything. So in your case, the data source is Google Drive. In the Google Drive, you are having the Excel sheet and you are going to load that one. So the data you are going to extract from the Google Drive. And after extracting the data from the Google Drive, you are going to transform the data first before loading. Okay, basically transform is there. So when we are going to transform is, if it is a clean data, we are going to do the transformation. If it is unclean data, we have to do the data cleaning. Transform means nothing but data transformation, means modifying the data. Data transformation, or it is also called as data manipulation or data modification or data modification. All these things. Okay. And this data modification or data cleaning, or it is nothing but type of data clean. It includes the data clean. It includes data transform is completely changing the data you are trying. So here it includes the data cleaning. It includes the data cleaning. It includes the data transformations, means transforming one format to another format or converting the data types. Or it also includes the dimension reduction, means unimportant columns you are going to remove. And it also includes the future engineering, means if required, you are going to create a new columns. All these things you are going to do as per your requirements. And finally, you are going to load the data. And after loading the data, we are going to do the analysis. Load means loading the data for analysis purpose. Analysis and later presentation. What we are analyzing, we are presenting. So these are the things which we are going to do: extract, transform, and load. Earlier, what we have executed exclusively for 1030 batch students, what we have done is data cleaning in Python. We have done the data cleaning in Python. Even for 9am batch also, data analytics course also, we have done basically data cleaning in Python. Now we are going to see how the data cleaning, or what are the various options within the Power BI. The thing that is the today's class basically. Okay. So, and here, whether it is Python or whether it is Power BI, functions will be there. Some functions. Okay. What are the functions? Functions will be available. What are the language you take? Even in the Excel also, you'll have the functions. Sum function, average function, functions. What is meant by functions means, as everyone knows, functions means they will do the some specific task by taking the input arguments. Every function will have the arguments. You are going to provide the arguments and it is going to perform a specific task. It performs a specific task. What are the tasks? By taking, by having the input arguments, by having by having the input arguments. Okay. So in today's class, I'm going to discuss with you these various functions. In that, some of the functions only are called as DAX functions. What is meant by DAX functions? Those everything we are going to cover in the today's class. Basically, we are going to majorly focus on the this part, transform part. Today's class is purely on the transform part. After the transform, once you load the data, you know what you have to do. Already we have discussed the various kinds of plots. So what are the various plots we have discussed means multiple plots we have discussed. Okay, different types of plots like ribbon chart, waterfall chart, funnel chart, scatter chart, pie, donut chart, tree, maps, gauge, all these things along with the tables, matrices, cards, filters and slicers. Multiple things we have discussed previously. Okay. Now, particularly in the today's class, we are going to focus majorly on the this one. Sir, when it comes to the data science course, that is 1030 batch students. Sir, in this course, we have not discussed that much of detail of Power BI, like multiple charts like water funnel chart or donut chart. These things we have not discussed now. Why, miss? Because basically as a data scientist, what is the role of a data scientist means our role would be like this in terms of predictive analytics. Based on the given data, estimating the future data. That is predictive analytics. Analyzing the past data is one, predicting the future data is one. So if you are applying machine learning and artificial intelligence, nowhere you are going to use the with respect to Power BI. For example, any person has got selected as a data scientist or ML engineer or AI engineer. These three people never use the Power BI in their entire life. Only they will never use, because that is not their work. That is not their work. That is not the end work. Final work also, that is not the work. Generally, sir, for example, as a data scientist, if I have to work as a data analyst, then generally, after completing the BTech, you have joined the company as an engineer. No one will give the work as a technician, because they are paying you the salary for the engineer role. That much of salary they are paying for the engineer role means why they'll use your skills with the technician skills. What are the salary they are paying? According to that, they'll assign the job work, and according to that, you are going to work. Now, coming to the actual point. So here, in today's class, we are going to discuss the functions. And before selecting the functions, first let us start with the measures. What are the various measures are there within the Power BI? Okay. And in this Power BI, some functions are in by default it will have, some functions we will write. Let us take one example and let us discuss one by one. Followed by, we'll discuss the DAX functions. One by one, we'll go. Now, as we know, earlier also we have worked on the data set. What is the data set we have worked is called as sample store data set. So let us load the same data set which we have worked earlier. Okay. Now, so just here I'm trying to load the data called as sample data store, which is available in the CSV format. Okay. 1 minute. So I'm going to load the CSV file, which is Power BI file, that is online sample store data. Okay, superstore data. Basically, it is a superstore data. So where you are having with respect to various categories and segments, subcategories, all these things. Okay. Now, sir, for example, in a flow, you have clicked on that load in a flow, because you are generally going to load the clean data, because you will do the data cleaning in the Python. So directly you are going to load the data here itself. For example, if you have loaded the data here itself, in that case, if you want to do any transformation in the future also, just you have to click on the transform data and it will lead direct to that particular page wherever you want to do the changes. Okay. So if you are in the flow, if you click on the load also not a problem. You can redirect into transform page. Okay. Now first let us focus here. As I told you, we are having the different types of measures are available. Now this is the data set. In this data set, we are having the categories, cities, countries, like this segment, sales, all these variables are available. Now I'm going to consider the card. What is meant by card, guys? Card is nothing but it is a indicator. It is going to show the value. What are the value you want? So in this indicator, value in this card, just I am trying to load the sales. Okay. Now, if you see here, sales is the column. First, let me show you the data set. Later I can explain. Now, here we are having the column called as sales column. Now, what are the sales column we are having? Individual rows are there. But when I drag this one, the sales column, what are the sales column is there? When I drag this one, it is loading the automatically the sum. It is loading automatically the sum. Okay. Now this is called as implicit measures. Implicit means automatically applied. For example, if this is not applied, then what I'm going to do means I'm going to click on the new measure. There is an option called as new measure. Can you see here? This one, or you can click here and click on the new measure. Two options are there. Either if you click here or if you click here, both the answers are same. Both are same. Okay. Now I'm going to click on this new measure. And here I'm going to get an option called as measure. I'm going to write here sum of sales or total sales, simply total sales. Okay. Total sales is equal to, in the total sales, I'm going to use the function called as sum. This is called as function. Okay. And using this function, in this function, you are going to give the column, whichever the column you are interested. So I'm going to select the sales column within this date, in this table, sales column. And I'm going to close the function. So for this function, you have to give the argument. What is argument means? For which column you want to apply the function. That argument you have to provide. So I'm going to provide the argument called as sales column. And I'm going to click on the tick. And once search, can you see here? It is created. Whichever the measures are created measures, they are called as explicit measures. And these explicit measures, here it will be represented with a calculator symbol because it is calculated measures. That basically called as calculated measures. Now, if you take here one more card, okay, I'm going to take one more card and here I'm going to keep this one. Answer is same only. But what is the difference between these two means? One is explicit, one is implicit. Which is explicit, which is implicit? Which one you created is called as explicit, which is automatically included, it is called as implicit. Implicit measures, explicit measures. Is that clear? First one. Now, okay. So implicit measures means automatically which were available in the Power BI, sorry. Okay. So now here, what are the sales column when you are trying to drag here? You can get in terms of measures like sum, average, minimum, maximum. Okay. What are the measures are there? These are the various measures which you can get. Now, I'm going to add one more card. Okay. This is the card. And in this card, I'm going to bring the sales. This is total sales. Instead of total sales, I want the minimum sales. So I'm going to select, scroll down. In this, I'm going to select the minimum value. So it is going to give me the minimum. If I select here maximum. And here you are having the sum. Sum is total count. And average means average sales. And if you select in terms of count means total number of records. And if you select in terms of count distinct means unique values. Number of unique values, n unique. This is length function. For example, this count of sales is not available. Then what is the function we have to use? Length function. Okay. You can create a calculated measures by using the count length function. And this is count of distinct. Okay. Like standard deviation, variance, median values, like this. So these are all the implicit functions. So then what is the explicit function means? Once you click on the new measure, and if you write here any measure, using the function, if you are writing means, then only it is called as explicit. Okay, is the point is clear? Now, coming back, explicit measures and implicit measures. Next one is called as calculated measures. Okay, next one is called as calculated measures. Now what is meant by calculated measures means, now just I'm going to take with an example. Okay, now I'm keeping the card side. Okay, guys, for the cards, if you want to add the borders, how to add the borders for the cards? Just select the card. After that, format. Within the format, general and effects, add the visual border. Border will be added. Again, for this card also, again, format, general, within that data effects, in that visual border. Border will be added. If you want to change the background of the card, background, again, within that general effects, background, you are going to change to whichever the color you are interested, and you can increase the transparency or decrease the transparency as per your choice. You can add the colors. Okay, these are all comes under formatting. This everything comes under formatting. Just you can add the colors and whichever the intensity you want, you can highlight, right? This is called as formatting. Now coming to the next one called as, I'm going to create here table. Now in the table, what are the things we can add in the table? Columns. What are the, I'm going to add the different columns. What are the columns I'm going to add is, first one is a region is the column. Okay, within this particular table, I'm adding the region. Okay, region, and along with the sales. Okay, along with the sales. Now I want to increase the font. How to increase the font? Format, within that values, and you can increase the size of the values just by selecting here the value. And if you want to increase the column headings, then you are going to select the column headers and you are going to increase the size of the column headings. And if you don't want to see the total value miss, just you can select the in terms of totals, and if you don't want to see miss, off. If you want to see miss, on. These are all comes under formatting, as you already know. And in the table, I want the rows and columns, means lines, grid lines are not visible. To add the grid lines, what we have to do? Again, format in terms of grid. In just you are going to add the grid lines, horizontal grid lines, at the same time vertical grid lines, right? These are all comes under format, as you already know this one. Okay, now for this outer border is not there. How to add outer border also? Again, within the grid, you are going to select the border and you are going to give the entire border, top, bottom, left and right. So complete border you are going to get like this, overall border. Okay, for the table. Nice. Now the point is, I want in terms of for only technology, sales of technology. What are the sales of technology is there, or what are the profit of technology is there? For example, this is the sales now. Let me drag the profit column also in this. This is profit. Okay, I'm going to get the profit. This is the sales and this is the profit, right? Now I want technology. Then what I have to do? Only technology I want means technology belongs to which category? So I'm going to select the category. In the category, I'm going to select the technology. But here, everything are impacting. I want sum of the profits as it is. The column should be as it is. Sum of the profit should not be changed. What are the profit? Total profit is 39,706 is there. That should be the same. At the same time, I require the technology profit separately. A column called as technology profit. A separate column. Whether that column is available for technology profit means no. So for that, what I'm going to do means I'm going to create a measure. I'm going to add a measure. That measure only called as calculated measure. Okay. Now I'm going to click on the new measure. And in this new measure, and I'm going to take here, measure is called as what are the name? What are the name you want to give? You select the name. I'm giving the name called as technology profit. This is the measure name. And how it will be calculated means, how the technology measure will be calculated means, we are going to use a function called as calculate. That is the function name, calculate. Okay. Now, when I click on the calculate, can you see it on the top? What are the arguments are available? Can you see that arguments? Expression, comma, filter. So expression, it is asking expression. Expression means condition. Okay, it is asking the condition and followed by filters. One filter or two filters or three filters. What are the filters you want? Now what I'm going to do means sum. I'm going to take the sum of sales within this superstore. What are the profit is in a profit column. So now what it has done means it is calculating the sum of the profits. Sum of the profit should be calculated for everything. No, it should be calculated for only technology. So here I'm going to write one more condition. What is the condition is in terms of sample superstore of category. What are the category I'm having? Here is category. Category is equal to technology string. I'm going to write the string called as technology. This is the string. Okay. And click. So it is going to create a new measure, and this measure I'm going to bring into this one, technology profit. So overall profit is 39,706. Within that, technology itself, it is making the 33,697. Like this, we are going to create a calculated measures, a particular measure. Is the point is clear? Calculated measure. Everyone, anyone, any questions? Is that clear, guys? Now, in the same way, tell me for this one. Second one is, I want the segment corporate profit. Only corporate profit I want to show. What are the segments I'm having? What are the different segments? If for this data set, whoever has worked on this data set, what are the different segments you are having? So for example, if I take here slicer, I'm adding the slicer. In that, I'm going to add the segment. Now, what are the segments are there? Miss corporate, consumer, and all these things. For example, if I select here to corporate, what happens? It is going to select complete all the sum of the sales for corporate, sum of the profit for corporate, take profit also within the corporate. It will change according to that. No, it should not change the values. The values should be asked is additionally I require that corporate profit also. Then what I have to do? Just now how I have created for technology profit, in the same way to create a new measure separately for that. What we have to do, guys? Just we are going to use in terms of one more. Tell me. First one is called as calculate. Okay. In the calculate, what you are going to do? Sum of the profit. For entire data? No. For a selected data. Filter. What you want followed by for which data you want. You want average sales, then average. You want maximum sales, maximum. What are the function you want to select? Select that one and a particular filter. Overall miss, then no need to select. Automatically deep normal function only. Now, especially why to write calculate then? Normally only you can calculate the sum. It is sufficient. Calculate miss, it will add the, see, what is the difference between this function versus that function means sum function. What are the sum function is there now? Sum function. This function is called as, just observe here. This function, what are the arguments are there? Okay. This function, once I select, you see here on the top what you are going to get. Just it is asking sum of what are the column name you want. For which column you want to the sum. It is asking any filter or any expression. Whichever is having the expression word, that particular functions are called as DAX functions. which functions are having as the argument called as expression. They are called as DAX functions. Basically, calculate comes under DAX function. It is a measure, but that measure is part of the DAX function. Like that, multiple functions are there one by one. Next step is next functions we are going to discuss. Multiple functions we are going to discuss. Expression, DAX full form only, data analysis expression. That is the full form of DAX. Where DAX, this is the full form of DAX, data analysis expression. Generally, we will write expression as EX, and in the US they'll write expression like this without using the E letter. Right? So basically DAX full form is D stands for data, A stands for analysis, X stands for expressions. Expressions means, do you remember in the Python we have discussed conditional statements. Conditional statements are also called as in terms of expressions. Right? So based on the condition. So here sum of the data of which column you want to calculate. What is the column name? I want to calculate the column is called as profit. So which is available in which table, which column? What is the table name? First tell me what is the table name. What is the table name? Sample Superstore. That is the table. In that which column? Profit column. Where is profit column? Okay, within that profit column completed. This is normal function or DAX function? It is a normal function. General function. DAX function means expression should be there. Expression should be there means calculate. Now I'm going to do the calculate, and after doing the calculate, I'm going to have in terms of first one is expression was completed. Now filter, what is the filter I'm going to apply means within the sample data store. Okay, sample superstore, within that segment. Segment is equal to, it is not subcategory, it is segment. Segment is equal to corporate. Corporate. And what are the spelling is there? Caps lock C. Corporate. And what is the name we have to give for this one is something for corporate profit. What are the name you are interested? Select that name as per your choice and click. Then it is going to create a separate measure, and in this table you bring the separately that one also and add here, and you can see the corporate profit separately. Point is clear? Calculate function is clear for everyone? Calculate is basically part of the DAX function, right? Now, sir, to use the functions, we have to write in the bold letters, nothing. Sorry. No, automatically. It is going to select the automatically. What are the functions are there? It will select automatically. Right? Now, coming to this are the various example also I have written here. The same thing. If you are interested, please write this one in the notes. How to add this one means click on the new measure. On the top, you will have the new measure. Click on the new measure. Sir, here new measure is there. Okay, here one more time I'm showing us. Here new measure is there. You are going to click on the new measure. You are going to get on the top new measure. And can you see here what are the options? Name of that measure, a category, something you are getting like this, right? Done. This is one way. Now instead of clicking here, I'm going to click on this one and I'm going to click on the new measure. Again, same thing now. Anything changed here? Name, format, get a category, everything is same only now. So you can choose from there or from here, or you are also can choose third option also available. Okay, this is called as table view, means the entire table, whatever Excel sheet you have loaded now, that you can see. This is called as report view. Report view means where you are having the plots, data visualizations will be done. Data view, table view means the entire Excel sheet you can view here. And this is called as model view. Model view means multiple tables are connected to each other. Schema you can see here. What are the schema is there? The schema. Okay, this we'll discuss further. Okay, one by one. Okay, now in the table view, within the table view also there is an option called as new measure. Directly you can click here also. Answer is same. New measure is new measure only, wherever you want. Is the point is clear? So for example, you have seen somewhere new measure by clicking on that means don't think that one, this one are different. Everything are same. In the Power BI, multiple options are there. I mean, same option, they have given multiple different ways. Okay. Done, guys? Everyone, calculated measures are clear? And sorry, you are writing this one, right? Please. Condition, you can write single condition or you can write multiple conditions also. Even multiple conditions. If you observe clearly in this measure, in the measure, okay. So you are going to take the measure, and in this measure, you are using the calculate now. Calculate. After using the calculate function, so can you see here filter dot 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 means multiple filters. Evaluates an expression in a context modified by the filters. Filter or filters. Okay, you can apply the multiple filters also. Now, everyone is clear now? You can, that one, next one, it comes. Actually, we have not entered into the data transformation. We'll enter. Multiple things we are going to discuss. Right? Next, coming to the calculated measures versus columns means, for example, this one, columns are there. Columns, add a column. When you are adding a new column, what are the column you are going to add? Click on the add column. Now, what is the difference between that one versus measure is the next question. Okay, next concept. Now here, okay, I'm going to take in terms of transform data. Transform data means it is going to create. Future engineering will be done here. What is meant by future engineering? Future means column. Okay. So multiple words, column. In Excel sheet, we call it as column. In SQL, we call it as field. Okay. In statistics, we call it as variable. Okay. And in ML and AI, we call it as future. Okay, future. Next one is future. Everything is same. Future engineering means variables you are modifying as per your requirement, as per your choice. Now here we are having this is the Power Query editor. Within the Power Query editor, we are having the different things. Here, transform. This is the main one, which we are going to discuss all these options in the today's class, every option. And here we are also having the add column. Means you can add a column. Either you can add the column here within the Power Query, or without using the Power Query editor also, you can add the column directly here itself. From here also, we can click on the add column, where insert, click on the add column. New table, new parameter, multiple things will be available. Even in the better to go with this Power Query only. So if I click on the new column, okay, so you can even add a new columns here by clicking on the new column. Just you can add the new column also, or you can simply go to the Power Query and click on the add column also. Anything is same. Now, in the Power Query, I'm adding here add column. Okay, I'm going to add a new column. You're going to click on the new column, either conditional based on different. Okay, these columns we'll discuss later. As of now, simply we can add a column. One minute. Okay, I'm adding a new column. What is the column name I'm adding is in terms of called as within the table, that is sample data store. Within this, what are the sales is there? Sales divided by 2. That is the call means I want a new column which takes the sales divided by 2. Okay, and this one I'm going to give as a new sales something temporary purpose I'm creating. Okay, so now it has created a separate column for that. Okay, if you want to see that column, you can open within the table view. Here it is available within the table view. It is available. Okay, so can you see here a new column was added separately? A new column was added. Okay, what is this column is in terms of what are the sales you are having? Sales divided by 2. What are the sales column divided by 2. Okay, every value is divided by 2, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one more column, and what is this column is equal to column name. I'm going to give the column name called as sum of sales is the column name, and which is sum of columns of sales. And I'm going to click on the submit. Now can you see here column was added with the same value. What is this basically? Sum of the sales. I already shown you here sum of the sales in the card. Okay, in the card I have shown you in terms of what is that sum of the sales. What is the sum of the sales you are having? So 2.3. This I want in terms of thousands. What I have to do? If I want in terms of thousands means general. What are the values, and what are the values you are having? You can keep this one in the thousands. So what is the value? So 22,97,200, right? The same value I'm going to get here as a column. Now this is a measure column. It is a column I have created. Basically, should I have to create a column or should I create a measure for that sum of the value? Sum of the value is a single value. Single value is considered as a measure. For each row you want a separate value miss, then only you have to go with the new column. This is called as calculated column. Here new sales is there now. This new sales, how I have created this one? By creating the sales divided by 2. This is called as calculated column. What is this one? It should not be selected. What we have to select instead of this? Measure we have to select. Why you have got like this instead of measure? Because I want the sum of the sales. First requirement is sum of the sales amount. Okay, sum of the sales is my requirement. Sum of the sales is a measure. For example, here sales is there, but sum is not there. Assume sum is not there. It is a measure, it is a column. If it is a measure means click on the new measure. If it is a column means click on the new column. Measure means measure, column is column. Choice is yours. If you want complete total sum as a single value, measure. Individual value, column. Is the point is clear? Done? And one of the student in the chat box is asking, Ankur, sir, can you show this again? The column you made in the table view. Where did you click on the table view? So in the table view, within the table view, click on the new column. There is an option called as new column. Here there is an option called as new measure. What is the difference between new measure versus new column? What is the difference, miss? Measure means single value calculation, column is for each and every row. Huh? Measures అనేది మీ స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ లో ఉన్న measures, right? So during our analysis, we are going to do the complete statistical analysis. We are going to use the statistical measures. Other than that, we are not going to use any other special measures, right? So is that clear now? Measures versus column. For example, I want to delete this particular column. What I'm going to do is click on this, right click on this, and click with respect to delete. It will be deleted. Okay, you can simply delete like this. A particular column you can simply delete like this, right? Now delete. Even you can delete here, you can even delete in the transform data, there also you can delete. Okay, now guys, for example, assume in your data set they have given you the for each record. Okay, they have given the multiple records. I'm taking one more example here separately. They have given for the items, various items, and they have given you the buying price. What is the buy price? At the same time, they have given the sell price. Okay, I'm taking the item name is A, B, C, like this. Four items I'm taking, and the buying price is 25, 45, 30, 36, and the selling price is 30, and this one they have sold at 46, and this is 31, and this is 30. Okay, now this is the four items are there, total four items are there, their buying price and their selling price, and this is the data. Now my requirement is I want the profit of each item. I want the total profit. These are the two different requirements. Now tell me what I have to do for these two. For each column, for each item, what is the profit, miss? You have to create a new column. What is that new column? What is the column name? Called as profit or loss, either profit or loss. So I'm writing here simply P and L, that is the profit or loss. I'm going to create a column called as profit or loss. Sir, the same thing you can do even in the, so I'm just saving this Excel file. Okay. Or let me take, instead of this one, this is already is there now, and instead of disturbing this particular one, let me take this one in a separate one. Okay, let me take here one Excel sheet and class. The Excel sheet name I'm going to give as class, and here I'm pasting. Okay, this I'm loading, saving. Okay, so the previous one, whatever I'm having, I'm keeping as it is. I'm not disturbing this one unnecessarily. I'll keep this one as it is. Okay, so I'm having separate Excel sheet now. How to load this Excel sheet? Within the Power BI, how to load this one? Get data from Excel, and wherever this is available on the desktop. And what is the file name? Class. Click on OK, and this one also will be loaded here. Now here I'm going to select only the sheet 1. In the sheet 2, sheet 3, nothing is there, empty. There, if you open the sheet 2, nothing will be there, empty sheets. Okay, so here I'm having only the sheet 1. So I'm just trying to load the sheet 1 only. Okay, I have loaded. After loading the sheet 1, that is one more. Okay, now here I'm having the buying price, selling price, items, total 3. And I want to view this one in the table view. So I'm going to click on the table view. And what is the table view, miss? I'm going to get this one. So here I'm going to select this data, not that one. Okay, this is my table. What are the Excel I have created? Just I'm loading this one and I'm viewing here. What is my requirement is profit or loss for each item. What I have to do? Profit or loss for each item is, I want to create a separate column, or should I create a measure? Column. So I'm going to click on the new column, and what is the column name I'm going to give is P and L. The column name is called as PL. Okay, or P and L, write the end symbol also. Okay, column name can be with anything, no restriction, small letters, caps lock, as per your choice. Okay, this is P and L. Now, what are the column name P and L, which is equal to selling price minus buying price. First, I have to select the selling price. How to select the selling price column? Sheet 1, within the sheet 1 selling price minus within the sheet 1 sample store, sheet 1. So you can't, if you select here sample means it will go to the sample store. That table it will select, not that table, this table. Sheet 1, within the sheet 1 buying price, and click on the tick mark. So you are going to get for each of them what is the value. This is creating a column. Now I want the total profit or loss, overall total. I want the total, then it is called as measure. It is not considered as column. That is the difference between the measure versus columns. Point is clear? So now how to create the measure versus column is just you are going to add here new measure. Click on the new measure. Yeah, measure will be available. Means once you open the Power BI, it will not be available. What are the data is there, that data only will be available. Measures, everything will be deleted unless you save. You save the Power BI. After saving the Power BI file, again, if you load the same Power BI file as it is, then automatically all the values will be available. Every value will be available. Every measure also will be available. Is the point is clear, Ankur? So this is total profit or loss. Either total profit or total loss is equal to sum of which column? Within the sheet 1 P and L column, and this is tick mark. Then measure will be calculated. And what is the measure value? 5 plus 1 plus 1, 7. 7 minus 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. And how it will be visible for you? So within this, you are going to create some card. In the card, just you can bring the total profit value. Is the point is clear? Individual table, you have clicked here table now. Table only will be visible. Down total will not be visible. Is the point is clear, guys, for everyone? Right? That is the difference between the measure versus calculated columns. Calculated measures versus calculated columns. Next, with an example is clear, right? Now next one is called as DAX functions. Let us move on to the next function called as DAX functions. Now what is meant by DAX means, so data analysis expression, and these functions, it is used in the Power BI for creating the calculated columns, measures, and custom tables. Customization. Your tables, you are going to do the customization. Okay. Now, what is the custom tables versus normal tables? Earlier, already we have completed in Power BI tables now. Then what is custom tables means condition. This table is directly available or this is a custom table. This table. Can you get without using the calculate, or anything else means no. This table is not a normal one. By using the DAX function only, that is calculate function only, by creating that one we have created. So without using the DAX, we have not created this table. This table was created using the DAX. So that is the advantage of DAX function. It is used in calculating the calculated columns, calculated measures versus custom tables. Right? It is a collection of functions, operators, constant values that are used in the functions or expressions. Operators are also available. Logical operators, logical or, logical and, means either of the condition or both the conditions should be true. So the same logic will be applied here also in the Power BI. So it is a collection of functions or up to here, right? Don't write bottom part. It is a collection of functions and operators and constant that can be used in the formula or expression to calculate and return one or more values. Clear, guys? Right, guys? Next, coming to the DAX functions. Within the DAX functions, we are having the different types of functions. What are the various functions? Means first one is called as date function, which is used for date purpose, date related functions. Next one is text functions, followed by numeric functions. And last one is logical functions. Total 4 functions are there. Date functions. Next one is text functions. Next one is numeric functions. For numerical data, these functions are applied. That is for continuous variable. This is for categorical variable. This is for date variable. Date, not data functions. Date variable. Sorry, my mistake. Date functions, text functions, numeric functions, and finally logical functions. Logical functions means applying the conditions, multiple conditions, by using the AND operator and OR operator. Right? Whatever we are discussing in the today's class, everything can be done using the Python. Data scientists who are working as a data scientist, as ML engineer, if they require these measures or these columns, they will do everything in the Python only. Data analysts who are working, they can choose as per their choice. Data scientist will do everything in the Python only. Sir, why sir? Only Python for them is because their work is only Python. Machine learning is Python, AI is Python, everything is Python only. Okay, they are not going to open the Power BI only. Okay, now coming to the first one called as date function. Okay, now for understanding date function, okay, I have selected a different data set. So instead of loading the multiple data sets in the single Power BI file, I'm loading fresh again. I'm trying to open the fresh one because instead of opening the multiple sheets, again it will lead to the confusion. Only for that purpose, if all the sheets are connected to each other, I have to load everything in a single file only. If they are not connected to each other, unnecessary, it leads to the confusion. For that reason, I'm going to close. I'm closing here. It is not compulsory to close. It leads to the confusion to the students when I'm explaining. That is the reason. Okay, here I'm going to select the different data set. Okay, this data set is related to date functions. For these data sets will be added in your Google Drive. Every data set will be added in your Google Drive. Okay, so here I'm going to select the table called as orders table, or orders one, either table or sheet. If you want to add the sheet means you can add the sheet, or if you want to extract the table means you can extract the table. Okay, anything is fine. Sheets or table. Okay, now this is the in my table. Let me open here in the desktop. Okay, this is the table, guys. I'm having with row ID, order date, ship date, and profit. In the sample store, I have separated them. For understanding purpose, I have separated them. Okay, why I have separated? Even in that also I can continue now, because I'm going to create multiple columns now. Now, if I add the multiple columns, in that already 20 plus columns are there. If I still add the columns in the table view, if I open one by one, it leads to the confusion. That is the reason just I have separated for your understanding purpose. Now, this is the order date column. Now, in this order date column, I want separately order, month, year. Three different columns I want. Order separately, month separately, year separately. So that exclusively I can work on the month analysis, quarter analysis, year analysis. Like this, I want to work separately. So then what I'm going to do means I'm going to separate them Here I'm going to show you two options. Option 1 is function. Option 2 is without using the function, just by clicking on the option. What are the options are available? First one is called as function. For that, what I'm going to do means I'm going to click on the transform data. Okay, within the transform data, and I'm going to transform here. Okay, just you can add the columns, you can add in terms of anything. Okay, I'm going to create in terms of by selecting this one. Okay, I told you first DAX function. Just give me a minute. So let me add here itself first. Insert new column. New column. Okay, I'm going to add a new column. What is the new column I'm going to add is called as date. Exclusively, I'm going to separate the date. For that, what is the function I'm going to use means day is the function. Okay, to extract only the date column, we are going to use the function name is called as day. And here I'm going to use the function. You can write the function here. This is the function day. Within that, whatever the column, date column dot date. This one you have to use. This is the function. Okay, that is the function. What is the function is one more time. Here first you have to write if you are selecting the day, that is the function name. What it is doing? Date. So it is going to give a number between 1 to 31 representing the day of the month. That is the function it returns. 1 to 31 numbers it is going to return. So what is the input you have to provide is date. In this, which is the date column? Order date. So I'm going to select the order date. Orders 1. Within that, order date dot date means it is going to consider this one as a date column, and for that it has to apply. Click on this. Now can you see here in the table view? Exclusively it was separated. Okay, is that clear? This is the function. This function is called as DAX function, particularly for table for the date column. Now I want the month column. Again, where is this new column? Click on the new column. Within the table view, click on the new column, and here I'm writing the month. Month is equal to, okay, what are the month? Order month. Let us give the column name called as order month is equal to, what is the function name is called as month is the function name. Month. Within the month, what you have to give? What is the input you have to provide? Date as the input. So what is the date means? Orders 1. Orders 1. Within that order date dot date. Dot date means what are the order date is there? Assume this as a date format. In that date format, extract the month column. That is the meaning. Dot date means what are the data I have provided? Assume this one as a date format. Within the date format, extract the month column. So it is going to extract the month column. Point is clear? Everyone. Change. Next one. Okay. Orders 1 is the sheet name. What are the sheet name? This one. Here table name or sheet name will be available now. This one. Okay. Next. Coming to the next one. I want quarter. I want the quarter. So for that, what I'm going to do? Click on the again new column. I'm going to write here order quarter. Order with respect to quarterly. Which quarter? Okay. And the function name is called as quarter. Quarter is the function. And in their function, what you have to provide? So it is going to give the date as the input you have to provide. What it is going to return in this function? What is the return it is going to show? Return a number from 1 to 4 representing the quarter. Either 1, 2, 3, 4. January to March will be considered as quarter 1, followed by quarter 2, followed by quarter 3, followed by quarter 4. Okay. So here I'm going to provide the date. How to provide the date column is orders. Within that, order date. Within that, it has to consider as a date format, and in that it has to select the quarter. See, you are going to get the quarters, quarter numbers. Is the point is clear? Yeah, one of the student in the chat box is asking a question. What is the question? How to remove the Majri? We'll discuss one by one. First, let us focus on this. We'll discuss one by one, each of them. Okay. Next, how to extract the year. Next one is year. How to extract the year. So for that, I'm going to write here order year is equal to, okay. Next one is order year and function name is called as year is the function. And within the function, you have to provide the date. Then it is going to give the within the date year. What are the year is there? It is going to return the year of date as a 4-digit integer. And you have to provide the date. So I'm going to provide the order date. Within that, I'm asking this one to consider as a date value. So from the date value, it is going to extract the year. So like that, it is going to extract the year. Okay. Now, sir, instead of quarter, why it has changed, sir? I have not clicked on the add column. I have not clicked on the new column. The old one only I have modified. So it has modified in the old one only. Instead of adding a new one, I have modified here only. Okay. Within this, I have modified. So that is the reason it has modified. Is that clear, guys? These are the date related functions. What are the date related functions? Means day. Next one is quarter, month, and year. This is the hierarchy. When I'm explaining the line plot also, I have told you that order date. What is the hierarchy? Means date followed by month, followed by quarter, followed by year. That is the step. That is the order of hierarchy for the time series data. Now this is the one. Now second option. I told you two options. I'll tell you, right? So let us keep this one. Okay. Now here I'm going to have like this. Next one is, so what are the columns I have created now? This is the order month, order year, followed by day. These are the three columns now. Let me remove these three columns and let us create one more time. So just I'm going to click on the remove, right click and click on the delete. Right click and click on the delete. Okay. Now, how it will be calculated? Date. Date it is going to extract day. Okay. Now you are asking the weekdays like Sunday, Saturday, something like this also. If you want also, you can select. Just a second option I'm showing. Now without using the function. Earlier you have written the functions now. What are the functions I have written? You have written the same functions. And if you have not written, these are the functions. So first function name is called as day is the function. Second one is called as month. Third one is called as quarter. And fourth one is called as year. In this four functions, common thing is date only you are going to provide as the input. Function names are day, month, quarter, and year. Right? Now, without using the functions, I'm going to click on the transform data. What are the data was given to me? Now within the transform data, I'm going to click on the add column. Within the transform, there is an add column. Can you see here? Date and time, number, text, general. Total 4 are there now. Out of which this is the date. Date related things will be here. So what I'm going to do is, here I'm going to select the order date first. This column I have selected. After selecting, click on the add column. In the date, can you see here, day? In this, I'm going to click on the day. See? Created. One more time. Delete. Okay. One more time, guys. Now, what are the data set I have loaded? I'm clicking on the transform. Two options. What is the first option I told you is click on the table view, click on the new column. Option number 1, completed. Forget about this option. Okay. Second option. What is the second option is Power Query. Using the Power Query also, we can add the columns. Either in the table view, you can add the columns, or in the Power Query also, you can add the columns. Click on the add column. Click on add column. And after clicking on add column, here you are not this date, time, duration, they are enabled or disabled. They are in the disabled mode. Why? Because you have selected here row ID. For row ID column, since it is not in the date format, those are disabled. Numbers, this is since it is in the number format, number related will be enabled. So what you have to do is you have to select the order date column first. Select this one first. After selecting, now click on the add column. Now this will be enabled. Sir, why time and duration is not enabled? Because here only date is there now. Time is not there now. Date along with the time column is there, means that time also will be enabled. Here only you are having the date column. So that is the reason here it is date only option is enabled. Okay, click on this. In this, there is an option called as day. Can you see here? Day. Within the day, day is available. Day means date. The meaning of day means date. Day of the week. What is meant by day of the week means Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that one. Sunday. అవునా?
Only morning session, 1 hour.
Okay. Evening on the morning. Guys, there is a special announcement. Okay. Very hot news. Tomorrow also we are having the class. Okay. Next week Pongal holidays are there, na? So they're adding the class on the Sunday also. Special effect just now. How you are getting shocked? For me also same. Okay. Same reactions. I'm not giving, you are giving. Only difference. Okay. Tomorrow we are having the class. కంపల్సరీ చెప్తున్నావా ఆప్షన్ ఇస్తున్నావా పెట్టే ఎందులో మళ్ళీ సార్తో డిస్కషన్ ఈ రోజు బాగా రేపు తీసుకుంటాను యా క్లాస్ టైమింగ్స్ ఆర్ సేమ్. And what are the Power BI advanced topic of Power BI is this one also will be continued for 10:30 batch. Tomorrow also we'll continue this one, and tomorrow we'll have the same link. Use the same link. What are the link you are using today? Na? Use the same link, and we'll complete one project tomorrow. Okay. Done. Yeah. Or this. Yes. Use the same link. How you are having the normal class for today? Same way tomorrow also. Same special effort is continued. Special class also continued. Okay. Now coming to the day. What are the day you are having? So just click on the day. So it is going to add a new column, separate column. A day column was added. Okay. Next, I'm going to click on this again. Select this particular column first. After selecting, click on the add column. In the add column, click on the day of a week. Then you are going to get whatever the day of the week means. It is Monday. Monday means 1. Saturday 6, Sunday means 7, like that. 1 to 7 numbers. Sir, I don't want the 7 numbers, sir. I want in terms of Monday or Tuesday, like that. That is my requirement. Then click on this. Again, select the date first. After selecting the date, click on the add column. And here you select week. Okay, week. 1 minute. click on the week. Then you can see here week of the year, week of the year or week of the month, and start of the week, end of the week, like this. So here I'm going to click on the week of the year. That is 13th week, 16th week, like that it is going to give. Next one is add. Again, select this order date, click on the column. Again, you can see here in terms of week, week of the month. In that particular month, which week? First week or second week or third week of that particular month. Okay. And next, again, I'm going to have this order date column. Click on the add column. Again, you can click on with respect to this one, start of the week, end of the week. Okay. Start of the day, name of the day. If you click on the name of the day, you can see weekdays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, like this. Name. You can click on the name. Okay. So like this, you can work on the different columns just by clicking on this. Now, for example, earlier I have shown you the month. Now, for month, what is the function you have written? Month of date dot date. Now, see, I'm clicking on the month and I'm extracting a separate column called as month. Now, can you see on the top, what is the function name it has taken is date dot month within the order date. So it is taking by default function. Internally, it is writing the function. Either you can write the function or you can simply click on this. It will only write the function. Next one is there called as year. So for year, what you have done? You have written the function. What is the function? Year of order date, like this. Now just I'm going to click on this and I'm going to click on the year. Okay. And I'm going to get the year. Year also separated. And if you want to remove them, you don't need to even right click also. Here itself you can remove directly. This one, like this. Whichever the columns you have inserted, directly you can remove the column names directly here itself. Okay. So if you want to add this one, now there will be a question, sir, instead of adding a new column, it should be in the same column only. Then don't click on the add column, transform only. Transform means it will be applied on the same column. Add means it will create a new column. Create a new column, same column. Same column if you select and if you click on the, for example, I'm selecting here. See, it is impacted on that particular column directly. Instead of creating a new column separately, it is impacted directly. So here two options are there, transform, add. Add means separate column, transform means on the same column. The meaning of transform is on the same column. What are the column you have selected? It is going to impact on the same column instead of selecting a new column. Okay. Now add column is separate column. You don't want miss this one, delete, and automatically you are going to get to the back position. And once the modifications are completed, you have to click on here, close and apply. Close and apply means it will be applied. So for example, I'm going to add a new column. I'm adding a new column called as date. Within that, I'm going to separate the year. Year was separated. Okay, completed. My work is completed. With this, my work is completed. Now, how to close this one means save and close means click on this one. If you click on the overall save, this is overall save, guys. I'm exclusively saving the Power Query only, not overall Power BI. Power Query only means what are the transformations are done. Only that part I'm going to save. Now here, click on the close and apply means it is going to close. If you click on only and apply means it will apply, save. If you click on the close means without saving, it will close. So just I'm going to click on the close and apply. See, it is closed. Okay, it is even applied here. What is the column it is applied? Year column. Okay, and I want the weekday. I want the weekday. Again, I have to click on the transform. Now tell me guys, weekday. I mean Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like this. First, you have to select the date. After that, add column. In that, you have to go with the day, name of the day. After this, you want to save this one. What to do? Click on the home and click on the close and apply. So it will close and it will automatically apply also. Is the point is clear? How to work on the date column? This is for date columns. Date related columns. For categorical, again, functions are there, shortcuts are there. For numeric also, functions are there, shortcuts are there. Choice is yours. for each category, each variable separately. Okay. This is related to date. Anyone has any questions related to date? Now, next one, coming to the text. Now for categorical, since text is not available in my data set, whether text is available, what are the data set I have created, whether text is available, miss? So just now I have created at least this one, but other than this, none of the text is there. So basically what I have done is I have created a separate data sets for your practice purpose. For text, I have created a separate data set. For numeric, I have created a separate data set. Like that, I have created a separate data sets. So if you want to take a separate data set, just from where you got the data sets, means in the sample store only. I have collected the data and I have pasted separately. Okay, nothing special data that is. Now coming back, again I'm going to load the Excel sheet. And in the Excel sheet, now I'm going to load the date related to text. This is the sheet. Okay, this is another data set number 2. Now here I'm going to have the two things are there. Both of them I'm trying to load. Okay, in one of them, one example I have given. In the second one, some additional things I have added. Both of them I'm trying to load, that one and this one. Okay, first let us see this one. How to view this table? Either open the Excel sheet or simply here itself you have to see, miss, click on the table view. This is the table view, right? And you are having the date like this. Sorry, not this is not this one, table. This is the table which I want to see. Now in this table, can you see here row ID, ship code, ship mode. Within the ship mode, if I drag down standard class, along with the standard class I'm having in terms of second class, but second class all are uppercase. Can you see here uppercase? This is in the uppercase. Standard class, it is not in the uppercase, where each word first letter only capitalized. And first class in a different formats. And just I want to bring everything into the uppercase. I want to bring everything into the uppercase. Now what I'm going to do is, in the table view, within the table view, I'm going to click on the new column. Okay. And function name, I'm going to give the upper. This is the function name, means everything are converted to uppercase. This is the function. Now, what is the input it is asking? Which are the column? Which column you want to convert? Which column I want to convert? Ship mode of which table? What is the table name? Text 1 data. That is the column or table name. Text 1 data. Within that, text 1 data. Within that, which is the column name? Ship mode. I'm going to set the ship mode. And what is the column name you want to give? I'm going to give the name is upper, something like this. Click on the OK. Everything are converted to uppercase. Now, similarly, lowercase means lower. If you want to into the lowercase means lower. Okay. Now, just let us add the next function by creating a new column. You want in the same column or new column? A new column. So I'm going to add a new column. The name of this one is lower. Column name is lower. Function name I'm writing as lower. Within that function, what is the input I have to give? Text column is which is in the categorical format. So whatever the categorical data I'm having, that is text 1 data. Within that, ship mode. Text 1 data. Within that, ship mode. And I'm going to click on the OK. So everything will be converted to lower class, either upper class or everything into the lower class. Okay. In the pandas, how we are going to do is df of dot column dot string dot lower dot upper. Same logic in the Power BI. This is in the Power BI, right? Next, here I'm having in terms of product ID. Within the product ID column, I want to extract only the first 3 characters. That is this one. Before to this hyphen, what are the first 3 characters are there now? That one I want. So I'm going to click on the new column. I'm going to create a new column. So if anyone wants think that I'm going fast means you can write. First one is upper. Upper, within that you have to provide the text. Similarly lower, you have to provide the text. Within the text functions. These are all related to text related functions. Shortcut I will show you. After seeing the shortcut, you will forget the functions. Okay, because shortcuts will be easy always. But in the syllabus, we have written the functions also now. So obviously I have to explain the functions also. Right? Otherwise you will say that you have skipped off. Okay. So here left is the function. Function name is called as left. And within the left, so now it is asking what? How many arguments are there for this one? 2 arguments. What are the 2 arguments? One is called as text. What is the second argument? Number of characters. So I'm going to select the text. What is the text I'm going to select is this column, that is ship product ID. Na? So text 1 data. Okay, within that product ID. Okay, comma. This is the first argument. Argument number 1 is completed. What is the second argument? Number of characters. How many characters you want to separate? 3 characters or 4 characters or 5 characters or whatever you want. I'm writing 3 characters. Then what happens? You are going to get the first 3 characters of the product ID. Within the product ID column, this column, first 3 characters. Is the point is clear? Now, same thing in the pandas, can you tell? Sir, why you are asking again pandas, sir? Generally data cleaning and data transformation, where you are going to do? Directly you are going to load here. Data 10:30 batch students, please answer. 9 AM batch students, if they don't answer also, for me no problem. Because for them it is also okay. For 10:30 batch, it is purely everything you are going to do more in the Python now. How you are going to get this one in the Python? So here you are going to write like this, df of that particular column. What are the column you are having? First you have to select the column, and that particular column first you have to convert as a string. Okay, after converting to string, what are the string method you have converted? After that you are going to extract 0 to 2. 0 to 2 means what is the meaning? Sorry, 0 to 3. So 0, 1, 2. 3 characters will be extracted. This is pandas code. Same data set you load and you try in the pandas, you will get the same answer. If you want to add a new column, means write left side new column name. What are the column name you are interested? Write the column name is equal to. Write this one, you will get the same answer. As it is same data set you try to load and you execute. Particularly 10:30 batch students. 9 AM batch students, don't do this one. Focus on the Power BI more. Don't do extras on the Python. Focus on Power BI. Don't open Python now. Don't get confused. You just focus on the Power BI. Explore in the Power BI only what are the other options are also there. Don't open the Python. Is the point is clear? This is first 3 characters. I want the last. What are the last 8 characters are there? I want the last characters means again I'm going to click on the new column. And here I'm going to write the function name is called as write. That is a function name, write. And you have to give the text characters. How many characters you want? In terms of what are the number of text characters? First I'm going to select the column that is text1 data of that product ID. Within the product ID, comma, how many characters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 characters. Total 8 characters, comma 8. So I'm going to get the output like this. Is the point is clear? Sir, I want in the middle one, sir. This one I want in the middle one. So then for that, what is the function is mid. Mid is the function, and you have to provide the starting number. Starting number also you have to provide, because middle means in the entire length wherever the middle will be there. Na? So here exactly you have to provide the starting also. For a right, you don't need to provide the starting number because last 8 characters will be extracted. Right means right side, from right side point of view, 8 characters will be separated. Left means from the starting, first three characters will be separated. The meaning of right means end. End 8 characters. Last 8 characters. Right? Next, mid means mid. So next function, you are going to have the mid. I'm going to create again new column. This column is equal to mid. Okay, mid is the function. See, text, start position, number of characters. So first, let us go with the text. What is the text? Product ID. How to select the product ID, guys? First, table name. What is the table name? Text one data. Within that, product ID. Okay, text was completed. What is the next one? Start position. After comma, start position. Now, what is the start position? In the product ID, after three letters, one hyphen also is there. I want BI only. BI. How to select BI means 2 characters. Oh, sorry. Position is 5th position. How many characters you want? 2 characters. Now in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th position it will come. In that 5th position, what are the 2 characters are there? It is going to extract the 2 characters like this. And you are going to get a column like this. Okay. Is the point is clear? These are all the functions. Sir, instead of these functions, these many functions, we have to write a shortcut. Now let us enter into the shortcut. To show the shortcut, again, what I'm going to do is all these columns I'm removing. Because again it will be repeated now. 2 things will be repeated. This clear now? 5 functions are clear. Upper, lower, left, right, mid. All these functions are clear now. 5 functions I have told you, right? Now, guys, just wait for another 5 minutes. I will give you a break. Okay. After the break, again we'll continue. Just wait for 5 minutes. So now, whatever the data I'm having, earlier I have executed within the table view by clicking on the new column. Now I'm not going to use the table view. I'm going to click on the transform data. Click on the transform data. Within the transform data, here, again, you are having the add column. Add column, both the options are there now. In the table view also add column is there. Here also add column is there now. Now, here what I'm going to do is, first select the data set. In this data set, this one now, select the column first. After selecting the column in the table, now can you see here, this table, earlier date function now, forget about date now. Let us focus on the text. This one, this part, forget this part. In this part, what are we are having the format lowercase. So it is going to create a lowercase, separate column lowercase. Now again, shift mode. Again, I'm going to click on the add column. Within the add column format, uppercase. So it is going to add a new column uppercase. Lower function, upper function, completed. You don't need to write the functions. If you are interested, functions means functions. If you are interested, this one means this one. Sir, I don't want to create a new column, sir. In this only it has to modify, sir, without adding. Then what I have told you, click on only transform. Don't click on the add column. Click on the transform. In the transform, you have to go to the text. Within the text, lowercase. That column will be impacted directly without creating a new column. Every letter will be converted to lowercase. Again, transform. Okay, that particular column uppercase. Again, transform that particular column, format, and capitalize each word. Directly that particular column only. Capitalize each word means in the first, every word, first letter will be caps. Is the point is clear, guys? Now, sir, I want, earlier you told that left to right now. Where is that one? Okay. Now, just in the transform, you want to add a column in the same column. Let us add a column. In that add a column, I'm going to, you told that extract now. How many characters you want to extract? That to first or last? First characters you are going to extract. How many first characters? What is the function you have written? First, in that, what are the column? I have selected the column. In that comma, what is the count you have written? Number of characters, 3 characters. I'm going to write here 3. and 3 characters are separated. Sir, but this is not the column now. Then let us change one more time. Which is the column, guys? Product ID, right? Product ID is the column. And within the product ID column, I'm going to click on the extract first 3 characters. Is that okay? Now, similarly, add column, extract last 8 characters. Last 8 characters are separated. So either first 3 characters, or if you want, you can select the last 8 characters. Which one you have to select? First, you have to select the product ID. Select the product ID and click on the add column, click on the extract and click on the last 8 characters, which is equal to write function. It is basically applying the write function. Now, sir, instead of creating like this separately, can't we, here we are having the product ID. Each one was separated by the hyphen now. I want the split function, string dot split. Wherever the hyphen is there, before to hyphen, after the hyphen. So I'm going to select this one and I'm going to click on the add column, extract. I'm going to select the text. What are the text between the delimiters? After the delimiter or before or within that. So you can select text between the delimiters. Okay, here I'm going to select the 1 minute add column here. Text before you can select, or you can select text after delimiter, or here we are having directly split function also available. 1 minute. Let me check the split. Where is the split function? Text before the delimiter, start delimiter hyphen. So you're going to get BO before to that, after to that. Text between delimiters you are going to get, miss between values you are going to get like this. This is the between values. Okay, or directly you can 1 minute. I'm selecting this one within the transform split column. Within the transform there is a split column. Within the transform split function is available. Click on the by delimiter. Click on the here hyphen. By delimiter might be colon. Generally delimiters will be colon or comma or space. Generally space will be the generally delimiter. Okay, if you want to separate by using any particular delimiter like hyphen, you have to click on the custom and click on the OK, and this one will be created into 3 different columns like this. One is with respect to FUR separately, BO separately, ID separately. 3 of them are separated. Is the point is clear? Sir, after separating, I want back, sir. Click on this back, close, again back. This modification you're not interested. Every modification will be available here. Which are the modification you are not interested, close that one. That modification will not be affected. That particular modification will not be selected. Which are the modification you are going to have here, that modification will not be added. Now see here, for example, ship mode is there. In the ship mode, second class, first class like this is there. Between space is there. Between the space, first one, second one, I want to separate. Second class, I want to separate like this. Then I'm going to click on the transform, click on the split column. What is the delimiter in this case? Delimiter means between the 2 words, what is the gap? Which one is used as the gap between? So space, I'm using the space, and using the space, click on the OK. So second class, separated. Split column is clear. No, you want back, click on the back. Modification you are not interested, click on the close. Again, everything will be attached back. Sir, already available, sir. You have to merge now. Then what we have to do? Okay, let us see like this. Then we can use here either in terms of concat is the function. Concat is the function to add the two strings. Function name is concat, or simply we can use the plus symbol, or we can use and. So for example, let us take like this. I want to add a new column. Okay. I'm going to write the function now. Sir, if more number of delimiters are available. So multiple delimiters you can select now. Here is the option. You can use the multiple delimiters. Multiple delimiters. Okay. Now, for example, now I'm having the data like this. Now, let me go into the table view. I'm closing this one. Now, within the table view, here, I'm going to create a new column. Okay, I'm going to click on the new column. In the new column, just I want to add the ship mode and customer name. Both of them, I want to do the concatenation, merge, okay, as one column. So what I'm going to do is here, concatenate is the function. Can you see here? Two strings, text one, text two. That is, what is the first column I want? Ship mode. What is the ship mode? Generally, when we'll apply this one means first name, last name will be there now. To create a name, in that case, we'll use this one. In that example, we'll use, not here. Okay, generally we'll not combine the ship mode and customer name now. So example purpose here, these are the two strings which are available. So for example purpose, I'm showing you. What is the first column is called as ship mode. That is text data one, text one data. Within that ship mode, comma. What is the second column? Text one data. Within that second column is customer name. So these are the two columns, and these two columns I'm going to show you example as concat. Okay, column name is concat. Like this, it was added, concated. Both of them are concated side by side. Sir, you want to concat the ship mode, customer name along with the region. Three of them you want to concat. Then what we are going to do? Three of them you want to do. Then again, we are going to click on the new column. Where is this new column? So how to add the new column? Click on the new column. Now in the new column, okay, first I'm going to select the ship mode. How to select the ship mode column? Text one data of ship mode. Okay, and directly use the and only, and symbol itself, and okay, and symbol, and text one data of customer name, and this one also, and text one data of a region. Three of them you are going to combine. Like that, multiple columns you can combine. Is the point is clear? In Python it is plus symbol. Instead of using the plus symbol, here and symbol. Is the point is clear, guys? Everyone, right? Next, let us go with the next one called as length function. So here one more time, either you can go with the table view, or table view is to write the functions. Sir, you are showing sometimes in the table view, sometimes you are clicking on the transform data within that Power Query. What is the difference between these two? Means in the Power Query directly option will be available. If you want to write the function, means write the functions within the table view instead of writing in the Power Query. So here I'm having in terms of add column, format, trim. Trim option is there. What is the meaning of trim? Let us show you with an example. That is the reason I have cited one more data. Now can you see here? Spaces are there. Starting space, ending space will be there. Do you remove strip function in the Python? What is the meaning of strip function? String.strip. Initial spaces, last spaces, both will be removed. L strip means left side, R strip means right side, strip means overall. Same thing. I'm going to select this one. Click on the transform. Within the transform, there is an option called as format trim. Trim is it is going to trim. The starting values will be trimmed. Any spaces at the starting, any spaces at the ending will be trimmed. Now, next one, you are going to have here, click on the transform and format, and you are going to clean the data. Okay. Next, so here you are going to, if you want to add means add, if you want to modify in the same means modify. So all these options are clear, guys. Add suffix. What is meant by add suffix? In the starting, it is going to add. For every value, it will add. For example, I want to add starting at A. For every thing, A will be added. Suffix of A. Okay. Add suffix. It is going to add the suffix within the extract. Sorry, within this add suffix, I'm going to add something like this. S hyphen means for every record, S hyphen will be added. If you want to add any suffix or any prefix, prefix means starting, suffix means ending. Okay, if you add the suffix in terms of hyphen P, at the end, it is going to add hyphen P, hyphen P, hyphen P. Sir, I don't want any suffix or prefix. Just remove. This one I'm removing, this one I'm removing, this one. So after removing the trim, still some spaces are there now. How you are going to modify this one? This one also we are going to do. Just how we are going to do them is, we are going to replace them. There is an option called as a replace that comes under cleaning. Unique values you are going to observe in the data exploration. Now, which are the unique value are having like this second space. Okay, which are the old one string? Do you remember within the replace function? In the replace function, what we have to give? Old one and new one. So the same thing. Write the old one, write the new one with what it has to replace. This is called as a replace. Okay, directly we are going to do a replace in that way. Is the points are clear, everyone? Okay. Now that is with respect to text functions. Okay, next one is called as trim function, length function, add function, like this. These are the various functions which we have discussed. And next we are going to discuss the number functions followed by logical functions, right? So before moving to the further functions, should I take a small break and should I continue? Or should I stop the class? Choice is yours. Can I continue, guys? Done. So let us have a small break and let us continue. Break and continue. Done. Perfect. For me also same option. Let's have a small break and continue. Now time is 11 na? 11:10. Okay, 11:05. I will say 11:05, you will take 11:10 na. If I say direct 11:10 means you will come at 11:15 na. So 11:05 is the break. Okay, 11 to 11:05 is the break. You understand the meaning, right? Obviously, you are sitting in data science class means obviously you understand. Done. Let us have a small break and we'll continue. And some of the online students are asking the questions. Sorry. Yeah, Ankur, let us have a small break and we'll continue. Sir, if you want to remove the middle space, then middle hyphen. Okay, middle space or that one. Yes, you can remove that. Just after the break, I will show you. Manjari. Okay, let's have a small break. Maheshwar Panda. This class recording will be added. Neither in your regular class recordings, neither in your it will not be added in your regular recordings. It is a separate recording, special class now, separate recording, and I'm going to share this recording from my end in the Google Drive. In the Google Drive, it will be available from my end. Okay. It is not like regular class. 1 minute. Mute లో పెట్టండి. Yeah, guys, is my voice is clear? It is clear, right? Done. So now coming back to this, now once again, we are going to load the data. Uh, Sir, are you going to provide this class recording? Yes, I'm going to provide the class recording also. After the class, I'll share you the recording. Once I receive it, by tomorrow morning, I'll receive it. And once I receive, I'll upload. Right? Done. Now, coming to the next one is called as numerical. We are going to work on the numerical functions. So till now, we have worked on the date function and we have worked on the this text functions. Now we are going to work on the next function called as numerical functions. For numerical functions, again, I'm going to load one more data set, a different data set, which is related to numerical. So in this, I'm having the numerical data. Okay. Now here I'm having the numerical table. What are the table I'm having? Just I'm trying to load the data. And now after loading the data, either you can load or directly you can click on the transform itself. Finally, we are going to do the transform only. So now what are the data we are having? Numerical data. This is the numerical data. And I want to create in terms of a column. Okay. What are the column is sales into quantity. What are the sales is that sales into quantity. That is the column which I want to create. Either you can use a function. Already I have shown you earlier how to write a function. How to write a function means just you are going to write a function like this. Or just you can click here in terms of which are the two columns you want to multiply. Select the two columns by using the control and click on the new column and click on the with in terms of here multiplication, multiply. So it is going to create a new column separately like this. Okay, this is one way to add a new column. Okay, to add a new column, this is the way. So before moving to this way, if you want to create of yourself, then what is the option? Means without this one, without using the power query, here I'm going to click on the table view. Within the table view, I'm going to select the table called as numerical table. In this numerical table, I'm going to click on the new column and I'm going to write here the function. What are the function I'm interested? What is the function name I'm going to select is the function name is nothing but numerical table. What are the table? Within this table, sales column into within the numerical table, quantity column. Within the numerical table into numerical table. What are the numeric table you are having? Number table. Within the number table into quantity. So just sales into quantity. This is the column which I'm trying to create. That is nothing but this column into this column. Either you can add the multiplication or you can do the plus, you can do minus, whatever you want. Simple maths. I mean, what are the mathematical functions you are having? Plus, minus, into, divide, whatever you are having, just you can do. So for example, I'm going to do the into here. Which two columns I have selected? Sales column, quantity column. And I'm going to create a new column like this. This is the column. Okay, like that you can create a column. This is one way. Okay. Second, for example, I want to multiply sales into quantity into discount. This one also I want to multiply. Then what I'm going to do? Into what are the column is there within. First I'm going to select the within the data frame. Within that I'm going to select the quantity, sorry, not quantity, discount, right? Discount. Okay, three columns I have selected. After selecting the three columns, I'm going to click on the, so it is going to create a column by multiplying three values. Like that you can do same thing either by writing the function here, numerical functions, or second option you are having here is within the transform. Okay, within the Power Query also you can do the same thing. So here I'm going to click on the transform data, and within the transform data also, so for example, I want to create a new column called as by multiplying the sales into quantity. Now I'm going to click on the add column. Same, there also you have clicked on the add column. Here also you are going to click on the add column. After clicking on the add column, first I'm going to select the sales and quantity. These are the two things. And I'm going to click on the add column and using the multiply. Multiply means multiply. So for example, you want to multiply 3 columns. Then what you have to do? You have to select the 3 columns. First column, second column, third column. These 3 columns, click on the add column and click on the multiply. So it will be multiplied. 3 values will be multiplied. Okay. For example, first 2 columns you want to add, followed by third column you want to subtract. Then go and write the function right as per your requirement. As per your requirement, write that one. So for example, I want to write a quantity minus discount. Okay. Now I'm going to take this one, subtract. What is meant by subtract means first which column you have selected in this two? Quantity column you have selected. So quantity minus this one will be selected. First column minus second column. It is going to create like this. So for example, first I want to select sub discount minus this one. So this one, and second you select this one. Then you click on the this one and click on the subtract. Now you are going to get the this column, that is discount minus quantity column. Is the point is clear? When we'll select all these things means when you're having the buying price, selling price, a new column will be selected as the profit. Okay, in that case we are going to use all these things. For example, you want to create for this particular column, you want to create in terms of like this. For single column, you want to apply the statistics. Okay, power, absolute values. For example, here if you take in the profit, some of the negative values are also there, right? Negative values you want to convert to profit. So what you are going to do means click on the absolute. Absolute means absolute values. Everything will be converted to absolute values. If you want to add a new column means add column. If you want to transform in the same column means what we have to do? Click on the transform. Within the transform also same options will be available within the number. Here whatever in the number column you are having the options, in the transform also you will have the same options. What is the difference between add column versus transform is, in the transform everything will be applied on the same column. In the add column it will be applied on the new one. Only difference that. Okay. So within the see, I'm selecting here this particular column called as profit, and I'm going to click on the statistics. I'm going to calculate the sum. So it is going to calculate the sum form. Okay, this sum you can create as a measure and you can disclose as a card. In the card you can keep. Okay, otherwise you do selecting the sales column and click on the transform, and here I'm going to calculate in terms of minimum. So minimum value will be selected. Minimum value, maximum value, what are the max numerical what are the things you can do. Only thing is first you have to click on the numerical data. After that you have to select. Here what are the options are there? Every option you can select. What is this one is sum. For that particular column sum. Minimum, maximum, median, average, standard deviation, count distant. Within this is max, this is stats, this is max, general max, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, modulo, percentage, percent of. Percent of means you are going to select divide by any specific number. Either you can divide with 100 standard number, or if you want to select any specific number means you are going to select a specific number. So here you are going to ask with a value. It is asking with a value. With what value? Percentage you are asking the present number with what? So I'm going to compare with the 1 lakh value, or I'm going to compare with the 1 lakh value. For 1 lakh value, 10,000 means what is the percentage? It is 10%. So it is going to calculate in terms of percentage like this. And it is just multiplying the value. Okay. Now, similarly, I'm going to add in terms of next one is percentage of, percent of, how much percent of. I'm going to give here 1 lakh, and it is going to give 10%. First one is 10,000. 10,000 means 10,000 divided by 1 lakh. It is 10%. Similarly, next number. What are the next number you are having? What is the next number? 731. 731 divided by 1 lakh. Everything you are going to divide by 1 lakh. Is the point is clear? Now, sir, directly we can have the divide only. No, sir. Why separately this one percent of divide only is there now? Divide means two columns you have to select. One column divide by second column. So single column, if you take directly like this, then there will be no difference between the divide versus that one. For example, if you are taking the two columns, for example, says and this one, two columns I have taken, and I'm going to click on the add column called as divide. Means first column divide by second column. It is going to do like this. What is the first column is? First column is says 10,000 divided by 2, 5,000. Next one is 731 divided by 3, 14 divided by 2, 957 divided by 5. Like that it is going to do. Is the point is clear? Sir, when we'll use this one, sir? Very simple. When you are having the total size and the quantity with you, just you are going to calculate the unit price. Unit price means, for example, 5 oil packets worth of 1,000 rupees. What is the cost of each oil packet? So 1,000 and 5. You require both the numbers now. 1,000 divided by 5. Unit price for each one, each item. What is the unit price? And similarly, you are going to get in terms of multiple values like power, square root, exponent, logarithm, and factorial. It will be applied for every value. Power means what are the value you are selecting. For example, if I select this one, okay, let us take quantity column. I'm selecting the quantity column. In the quantity column, I'm going to click on the power. Power square means everything will be squared. Okay, no, back. So again, this particular column, click on the transform, click on the instead of power square. If you want any particular cube or square, it is showing direct. Other than power cube or square, you want power 5. Click on the power and it will ask the value for which value it has to rise. You are asking power 5, then 2 to the power of 5, 3 to the power of 5. Like that, it is going to add every value to the power of. Is the points are clear? This is the numerical functions. These are all called as numerical functions. Clear, guys? Anyone, any questions? Numerical functions are okay. Now, finally, we are having the last one is called as logical functions. Let's move on to the last function, which is called as logical functions. After logical functions, we'll discuss some additional topics. With that, functions will be completed. From there, we'll move on to the still additional topics. Okay, number functions are clear now directly in the Power Query itself. If number functions you are not interested in Power Query, miss, you have to write the function in the table view. Okay, write the function or either you can use the Power Query. Okay, Power Query means directly you can click on that. It will be very simple. Now, next one is logical functions. Logical functions means you are going to have the different types of logical functions are there. In that first one is called as if. Condition is if. First logical function. So for this, what I'm going to do means, again, I'm going to load a separate data. All these things I'm deleting. Guys, after the class, try to practice immediately. Okay, after the class, immediately, today itself, practice whatever we are discussing. And all the data sets will be added along with this notepad. Right? Now, coming back to this, I'm going to load one more data set for our practice purpose. One more data set I'm trying to load, and that data set get data, and the file name is called as logical functions file. For each of them, applicable examples I have kept. Which are related examples are there? Related examples I have separated. For date one I have separated, like this I have separated. Okay, and I'm going to load the logical functions, 2 sheets. In that first one, Okay, logical data. So here I'm trying to open the logical data. What are the data set I have loaded? Okay, this is the logical data set. This is the data set. Okay, now here I'm having the column called as profit. The column name is called as profit, and in the profit I'm having uh, in terms of both positives and negatives. Within the profit you are having the both positives and negatives. And what are the profits and negatives you are having? In that I want wherever the positive value is there, it has to show that it is a profit. Wherever it is negative, it has to indicate that it is a loss. Means, for example, in this just I'm going to try to keep in the ascending order or descending order. You can change the ascending order or descending order just by clicking on the sort ascending or sort descending. So now these are all the things are loss for me. Okay, all these are loss, and bottom you are having the profits. I want to create a new column separately. Wherever the negative is there, loss. Wherever it is positive, as profit. Okay, now what I'm going to do is here, just I'm going to click on the add column. One minute. It is showing in my case. After doing some modification, I have not stored it seems. Let me remove this one only completely. Directly let us remove. Within the table view. Done. Let me remove this. Which are the sheets you are not interested, you can simply remove them. Directly you can remove the sheets. Okay, now I'm discussing with the logical, right? So logical data. So let us click on the table view and let us open the logical data, and wherever the negative values is there, I want to have a new column called as in terms of loss. Wherever the positive values are there, I have to get as a positive, I mean profit. So what I'm going to do is click on the new column. After clicking on the new column, here 100% you have to write the function only. Shortcut is not available. You have to write the condition clearly. And what is the condition you are going to write means if. If is the condition. Can you see there? What is the options are there? Logical test, comma, result if true, comma, result if false. Read that one clearly. Checks, it is going to check whether a condition is met and returns one value if it is true. It returns the another value if it is false. If and else, basically. Now, here first I am going to write the condition. What is the condition means? I am going to select the profit column. How to select the profit column? What is the table name first? Logical 1 data. Logical 1 data is the table name. Like df1, df2 in the pandas, how we are having in the same way. In that particular column, which are the column I am interested? Profit. How to select profit column is this one. Okay. After selecting the profit column, wherever the value is greater than 0 is the condition. Condition is clear? Condition is wherever the value is greater than 0. If the condition is true, what I have to get? Output as profit. See, after that result if true, you have to write if the result is true, what you want. If result is true, I want as profit is the string, comma. Next one, what you have to write? If the result is false, means whenever there is a value less than 0, what is the output you have to get is loss. I'm going to create a column like this. This is the column. See, wherever the negative values are there, you will get the loss. Wherever the positive values are there, you will get the profit. Negative values, all the negative values will be in the loss. Wherever the value is profit, you are going to get the profit. Is the point is clear? Like this, you are going to apply a condition that is called as if condition. Clear, guys? First write the condition. If the condition is true means what you want. If the condition is false means what you want. That's it. Clear? Now, this is first function called as if function. Next, we are having one more called as, okay. Now I'm going to create a new column. Again, I'm going to create a new column. What is the column is? Here I'm writing the column called as sales divided by discount or quantity divided by discount. Sales divided by discount or quantity divided by discount. Why you are setting the discount means in the discount column, if I apply on the discount column in the alphabet, order wise, I'm keeping them in the order wise, sort ascending order. So 0 is there now. Now tell me guys, if I do a column, if I create a separate column, a new column I'm creating. In this new column, I'm going to take the logical data of profit or sales or anything. Choice is yours. Divide by logical data of discount. Now, what is the first one? That is sales divided by, sales means this one, 40.44 divided by 0. So, sales by profit. I'm going to give the column name called as SP. Okay, some name. Sales by profit. Okay, now you are having here sales is this much and the profit is this much. And if I execute, what is the answer you are going to get means 40.44 divided by 0. First value you are going to get as infinity. See, infinity value. Why it is going to give the infinity value? Because you are trying to divide with 0. Now, I don't want the 0. Wherever the infinity is there, wherever you are getting the error has to be replaced with the 0. So for that, what I'm going to write here is if error. Whenever you get an error, in that case, you have to replace with the 0. That is the meaning of if error. So now automatically it was changed to infinity will be changed. Wherever the error you are going to get, the error will be changed to specific value. See, once again, if error is the function. One more time, if error is the function. In the function, what are the arguments? First one is value. Second one is value if it is error. First it is going to calculate the value. Whatever you have given, it will calculate. When it is going to get the error only, it is going to replace with the 0. Means if you write 0 means 0. If you write anything means anything. Something. Is the point is clear? Everyone? So that is the if error. So here I have written the two functions. This is the function number 1. If. This is the function number 1. If. Function number 2. If error. These are the two functions. They are called as logical functions. So first it is going to check the condition. If the condition is true means profit. If the condition is false means loss. Similarly, second one. Wherever you are going to get the infinite value, wherever you are going to get the error, it is going to replace with the 0. Generally, we'll use the if. Multiple times we'll use in the real life during the analysis. But sometimes we'll get the error also. So in that case, we are going to use the if error. If any error you are going to get, in that case, it has to be filled with the 0. Right? Now, second one is, I want to check. Here I have loaded two data sets. Can you see here? One data set is this one and this is the second data set. Let me open my second data set. Here I am having the participant name, marks and marks of the physics and marks of the marks related to maths. Now what is my requirement is, I want to create a new column. Wherever the column is, if the marks of the student is maths and physics, both of them, if it cross more than 90, both of them crosses 90, I call that student as excellent student. Otherwise, good student. Normally, it is good student. Who crosses more than 90 in the both the subjects is called as excellent student. So it has to check the both the conditions, condition 1 and condition number 2. And if the both the conditions has met only. So here I'm going to use the function. I'm going to write the add column, and the function name is called as end, logical end operator. I told you DAX functions means functions along with the operators now. End is the next one. End means it should satisfy both the conditions. What are the conditions? So see here, end in the bracket, what are the arguments you are having? 1 and 2. Two conditions are there. So you are going to write the two conditions. What are the two conditions means? One is in terms of marks. How to set the marks column? Max column. What is the data set name? Logical to data. Logical to data. Within that, max should be greater than 90, greater than or equal to 90. Second one. What is the second condition is? Logical to data. Within that, physics should be greater than or equal to 90. These are the two conditions. Now, after writing the two conditions, so it is going to give the output as true or false. Wherever the condition is true, it is going to give the output. Wherever the condition is false, output as false. Okay, but I don't want true or false. I want a separate column. What is that column I want is wherever it is satisfied, it should be excellent. Otherwise, it should be good. So then what I have to do? If earlier only I have told you now, if you write outside, within the if, this is the logical operator, comma. What are the two arguments? One is called as excellent, comma. Second one is good. And click on the OK. Now, wherever it satisfies, you get the excellent. Wherever you don't satisfy, you are going to get a good. Is the point is clear? Everyone. Sir, one more time. I didn't understand. See here. Just instead of considering here one condition, I'm writing multiple conditions. Only difference is that. Okay. Here you have written one condition. I'm writing the same copy and paste. Okay. Instead of writing here one condition, I'm writing two conditions. For writing the two conditions, first I have to write end within that condition 1, comma condition 2. That is the meaning. If the condition satisfies means what you have to do. If the condition not satisfied means what it has to fill. Here, what is the difference between this one versus this one? What is the difference between this one versus this one means in this only one condition is there. Here two conditions are there. That is the difference. Sir, either of means then what you have to do means instead of this one you have to select the or operator. This is when you are having the two conditions or end condition or condition and end condition and or condition. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? This is the logical functions, logical DAX functions, right? Sir, if multiple conditions are there, you write multiple and. You can write multiple also. Okay, and or combination of and or. Okay, you can write both and or. Like how you are writing within the Python, how you are going to write within the Python, if and else, same logic will be applied here. Just you are writing if one condition, colon, if it is satisfied, it is going to work. Similarly, else, here you are writing only one condition. In the Python, you are writing only one condition. Here, if condition 1 and condition 2, colon, else. If you want, you can write multiple conditions. Similarly, you can write the multiple conditions. Same logic is applied here. Is the points are clear, everyone? Done? These are all the DAX functions. So within the DAX functions, we are having the date, text, numeric, along with the logical. Logical means basically we are going to apply the or and operators. for the or and and operators if this condition is true, because logical and logical or will give the output as true or false. There will be no use with the true or false. True should be replaced with something, false should be replaced with one something. Now, sir, true or false also okay means then no need to write the if condition. How many trues are there, how many false are there, just you can apply the value counts and you can check how many records satisfies the condition, your requirements. Is the points are clear, guys? Next, coming to last one, okay, for today's class, not last one means entire Power BI, for today's class, last one, okay. Now, next one is in terms of here, I'm going to show you the group by function. Mostly during the analysis within the pandas, we'll commonly use the group by. Cross tab means table or matrix. Then group by, where you are going to apply the group by. And if you want to see some group by values, that one also you can apply in the Power BI. Okay. Now, how you are going to do that one means, again, I'm going to take one separate data set for this. Okay. Everything you can apply on the same data set, just more relevant examples will be there. So that is the reason I'm separating. Instead of taking the same thing in the same columns, I'm trying to take the different examples, nothing else. Okay. Now, so this is the example. So here the example is this one. So where you're having the gender, okay, these are all belongs to gender male and these are all belongs to gender F and their marks. Okay, marks means obviously you'll ask the hackathon related marks. I think most of you have received your hackathon marks to your mail. If and also 1 minute, I have received your marks. Okay, so this is 9 AM batch and 10:30 BM batch, 10:30 AM batch, and this is your marks here. These are the total 20 students who have submitted from 10:30 batch, and total 100 marks, out of which 80 marks was allocated for your notebook and 20 marks was allocated for your PPTs. So this is the individual marks of notebook and for PPT, and this is the overall score, and this is the remarks. Okay, for each and every student, just I'm going to upload in the drive. This is for 10:30 batch. Similarly for 9 AM batch. Okay, 9 AM batch, only 11 students has attempted. Out of 11 students, who is the top within the 9 AM? 89. Sirisha. Who is Sirisha? Okay. So, good guys, so except this one, Harini. Who is Harini? Okay. Notebook only not uploaded. Huh? Okay. You uploaded only PPT. Done? Fine. So make sure that you are doing well, and these are the remarks. Once I share you the Excel file, you can see your batch, other batch mates also, everything, and you can check yourself, right? I'm going to share this one. Now the point is, coming to this example, I'm having the gender along with the marks. Now this example I'm trying to load here. So missing values are also there. Na? How to fill the missing values also we can understand. So just I'm trying to load the data. Again, click on the data, Excel, and I'm going to load the data which is called as example. This is the data set, sheet 1, and I'm going to click on the load data. I mean transform, because it is unclean data now. So I'm going to click on the transform. And within the transform, can you see here, this is the data where you are having the maze, some of the values are missing, and here also some of the values are missing. Now, just I'm going to click on the transform, and here can you see the option called as fill. Fill down. Fill down means now these all the values which are the missing values are there. These are all belongs to M only, M category. So I want to fill everything with the M. These values with the M, these two values with the F. So just I'm going to click on the transform, click on the fill down. Down means it is going to select M with down values, F with down values. Means within the Excel sheet, Basically, it is applying here like this. Okay, what are the M is there? Simply it is dragging down. Again, this one also, it is dragging down. This is the basically it is doing. Is the point is clear? So all these records belongs to M category and these 3 records belongs to F category. Okay, so just you are going to add here in terms of fill like this. Okay, one more time. Just you are going to click on the transform. Here in the transform, you are going to fill with the fill option. These are all comes under cleaning. Text column was completed, number column completed, date column completed. Now we are working on this particular column. This one and this one. These are the 2 things are left. We have to complete these 2 now. Okay. Now within that, first one is fill. Fill means it is going to fill. Sir, if I click on the upper, then which is the upper value, that values will be filled. For example, for these 2 null values, what is the upper value? F. So these 2 values will be filled. Okay. Whichever the upper value is there, that upper value will be filled with. If you click on the up, so upside values, this value is filled with this value. For these null values, below to that none of the null value is there. So it is not going to fill. So instead of that, I'm going to fill the upside values. Instead of upside values, we are going to click on the fill with down. This is called as within the Python, B fill, F fill is there. Fill NA. Within the Python, we are having the option called as fill NA. Within the option, we are having the fill NA called as B fill and F fill. DF of column, what are the column you are having? Dot fill NA. And within the fill NA, you are going to fill with B fill. B fill means it is going to fill with the before value. B means before. Next one is A fill means after the value. In the Power BI, up and down. Okay. So here we are going to use these values and we are going to fill the values like this. Now, sir, I don't want to fill with the upper values or lower values. I want to fill with the mode. So first you are going to calculate the mode now in the exploration. After that, you are going to do the cleaning. Replace. Click on the replace. Replace all the values with the wherever the null values are there, all the null values you are going to replace with M with the mode. Is the point is clear? All the values if you want to replace, for example, if you select in the pandas, if you select dot fill NA and if you fill NA with respect to 0, what happens? All the values will be filled with the 0. Same way. So here instead of fill NA, we are using the replace function. Within the replace function, in the replace function, for example, same thing in the pandas, you want to use the replace function, then what you have to do? DF of a particular column dot replace. Within the replace, you are going to take the dictionary. In that np.nan, wherever the np.nan is there, that np.nan value you are going to fill with the 0. Don't keep np.nan in the string format. np.nan string format means that is considered as a value, not missing value. That will be considered as string value. That is not string value, it is missing value. So missing value means you have to use here np.nan. So how you are going to fill the np.missing values in the similar way? I'm going to fill the missing values. Here you are going to write null. And for example, if you write here M, every value will be replaced with the M. For example, instead of this one, I'm writing here only B fill. Fill with below value M and F. Is that clear? Now I'm going to click on the save, apply. Okay, done. After applied means everything was applied. Now after applying, okay, now again on the transform, there is an option called as group by. So I'm going to group these records based on the gender wise. Group by function I'm going to apply. Okay, so just select the table. After selecting the table, click on the transform, first option. In the transform, first option only, group by. Click on the group by. Group by should be applied on the categorical variable or discrete, continuous variable. Categorical. So here you select the categorical variable. And you want to calculate what? Minimum value, maximum value, or sum, or anything. So I want to calculate the average value of 9 a.m. batch and average value of 10:30 a.m. batch. Now let me do now itself. 1 minute. Let me cross check now itself. What are your batch details are there now? 9 a.m. batch and 10:30. First, let me download both of them. Next one is batch 1. So both the batch details I'm having with me. This is batch 1. 9 a.m. batch. Let us copy this one. Asterisk copy. And in the example, paste 9 a.m. batch. And what is the total marks of 9 a.m. batch? That is, these are the marks. Okay. Next, coming to that similar way, 10:30. Let me copy all the 10:30 students. This is batch 2, and this is the marks of batch 2. Column name is same only now. So column 2 and done. So I'm having with the sheet 2, and let me load the sheet here in the Python. What are the average marks I'm having? That is sheet 2. Let us take the sheet 2 and click on the transform. Okay. So now I'm having with respect to like this, right? Now I want the average marks of 9 a.m. along with this one. So this is basically, since it is considering in the date format, I'm just trying to change to whole number or decimal, change data type. I'm just trying to replace the data type. One minute. Why it has taken? Colon is there, right? Basically colon is there. One minute, guys. This is 9 a.m. batch or simply batch 1. 9 a.m. batch is batch 1 from here to here. This is batch 2. Okay, batch 1 and batch 2. And basically here I'm having in terms of batch 2 is 10:30 batch. And what is the average marks? Let us calculate in the Excel sheet first, and let us cross check in the Power BI also. And what is the average marks means of 10:30? 67. And what is the average marks of 9 a.m.? 68. Almost same. One is 67, one is 67. Both the batches are almost same. Okay, but less number of students participated. Let us keep that one side. And let me reload one more time here. What are the sheet is there? I'm coming back. Let me close this. So one more time, I'm trying to load. And in that example, I'm going to take the sheet 2. I have not clicked on the save. Sorry, 1 minute. I have not saved this one. 1 minute. Yeah, Ankur, we'll see that one. Okay. 1 minute, guys. Yeah. One. So here I'm just trying to load the Excel sheet, and within that sheet number 2. And here I'm just trying to click on the transform. And here we are going to apply the group by function. What are the table you are having? Select the table and click on the transform and click on the group by. And I'm going to select the batch wise separate groups. And after that count, I'm going to count in terms of sum. Column name is count. Column name you can take as count or their average marks of each group. Average marks of each group. Here you can select the function name is called as average, and what is the total score based on the total score, and you can calculate like this. What is the average total score of batch 1 is 68, and what is the average total batch of batch 2 is 67. Same answer. So just you can apply the batch wise. Already you know the group by function now. So first it is going to take that particular group and those records will be separated and like this. And if you want in terms of instead of this one, for example, you are going to do the group by only, but I want the in the each group, what is the maximum value? What is the minimum value? Which group has secured the maximum marks? So I'm going to see the batch and I'm going to see the maximum marks. Which group has got the maximum marks instead of the maximum total score. So in the batch 1, it is 89. In the batch 2, it is 90. So almost close. Okay, just 1 mark only difference in the each batch with the average score or with the, so almost both the batches are doing in the same way. At the same time, we are going to click on the transform and we are going to click on the group and we can take the group as batch. And here you can take the sum, average, median, mean, like count rows. Count rows means total how many records are there. Total how many records are there in the each batch. So batch 1, 11 students has participated. Batch 2, 20 students has participated for the hackathon. Total 31 students. So like this, you are going to group by and you are going to analyze the data. What are the data? Is the point is clear, everyone? add here and click on the save and keep in the cards. The values you are going to keep in the cards. Once you create here the something, you are going to click on the save now. Just you are going to click on the save, right? Apply means save now. For example, you are going to do the group by like this. Okay. And you are going to take a column called as average score. Okay. And you are going to take here average and based on the total score and click on the OK. And you are going to get like this. And then you go and click on the click and apply. And automatically once you are applied, it will be created a new separate groups. Two groups will be created in this. And here you can open with the basically here you are having the average and along with the total score. And this directly you can show here by using the cards. Either you can use the cards or you can use any other card to comparison plot as per your choice, right? Next, this is the group by function. After the group by, so here we are having the still like reverse rows. Reverse rows means all the rows will be reverse order. Just you are going to get the all the rows from bottom to top, top to bottom. Just you are going to reverse them or rows will be reversed. And you are having the transpose. Transpose means rows to column, columns to rows. That is called as transpose. Okay, if you are having any data and you want to modify the data, rows to columns means just you are going to click on the transpose and group by. And here you are having in terms of any, sometimes what happens means in the Excel sheet. Okay, for example, let me show you like this. When you load the data, sometimes what happens means first column here, the first batch and total score is there now. That will not be cited as the column names. That will comes as the row names. First row. So you have to set the first row as the column headings means click on the use first row as headers. Then the first row, what are the first row is there, that will go to the columns. Sometimes what happens means when you try to load the data, the headings will come down. Headings will be column 1, column 2, column 3. The headers will be selected in the row, first row. So you can select, click on the transform, click on the use first row as headers. Right? So that is the end of the session for today, and we'll continue in the tomorrow's class with the pivot and unpivot. Pivot tables, how to create the pivot tables, and how, if the pivot is available, how to do the unpivot of that. Along with the, so we have done with respect to these transformations, that is in the Power Query. And here you are having with respect to report view, and also you are having the table view. Today we have discussed. Tomorrow we are going to discuss this modeling view. Means when you are having the multiple tables, how to connect the multiple tables. Okay, schema. That we are going to discuss in the tomorrow's class. Tomorrow data modeling along with the pivot and unpivot. These we are going to discuss in the tomorrow's class. Use the same link, guys. For today and tomorrow, use the same link. Yes, I will upload the recording once I receive that. Okay. I'm going to upload the recordings tomorrow also, same timings. Class timings will be the same. I'll upload the recordings. I mean recording, today's class recording I'll upload once I receive by evening. If I receive means by evening, tomorrow morning is tomorrow morning. Once I receive it, I'll upload in your Google Drive. Similarly, I'm going to upload the data sets. You can practice. What are the data sets? Right? Done. Yeah. Offline class also will be available. Offline students, offline, online students, online. Yes. Just you can replace them. There is an option called as replace now. You can replace with the mean or median. Select the value and apply the replace. Or if condition I have told you, right? Logical functions I have told you, right? If you want to apply the Winsorization technique, whenever this value crosses more than that, then replace that value. Sanjay, already we have discussed hackathon in the class. Sorry, your 10:30 batch. 9 a.m. batch we have discussed. Okay, fine. We'll discuss that one. Others, you can leave. If no questions, you can leave. Yeah. If whoever the students are having the doubts, stay back. Others, you can leave. If no questions, you can leave. If you are having the questions, you can stay back. Manjari, generally will not do with the outliers. We should not replace with the mean or median. Outliers should be replaced with the upper limit or lower limit because they're extreme values now. Directly extreme value, how you can bring to the center value? Too much high value, just you are trying to bring to the close. So you are going to use the upper limit and lower limits. Yeah, this you can leave. Class was completed. If you don't want to leave also, you can sit and practice. For me, no problem. Ankur, I have seen your message that you have shared the Power BI report on the bank loan data set. I will review that one, but it will take time. Done. I will go through, but it will take time. First, let me complete these things and one by one. Surely I will get back to you. Or you can even in meanwhile you can share your screen with the mentor and you can show the details. ఎండ్ ఫంక్షన్ కాకుండా డైరెక్ట్ గా దాంట్లోనే ఇఫ్ లోనే ఒకటి తర్వాత ఒకటి మధ్యలో ఎండ్ అని రాసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళిపోవడమే. యా సంజయ్, టుమారో వి ఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ ద క్లాస్, సండే స్పెషల్ క్లాస్, because next week you are going to have the Pongal holidays for 3 to 4 days. That is the reason. Don't ask the next holidays date. I also don't know. As of now, I know this one only. I have shared to you this one only. Tomorrow we are having the class. Only that part I know as of now. Right?